Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Chris Mackey here with UT Extension in Unicoi County. And I actually have a very special guest today who's helped me with this series. My good buddy and mentor, Jacob Boone. He is the joint agent in Hancock County. And we're going to do a video series here on some beef cattle and forage tips that you can utilize right at home, particularly during this pandemic and this crisis. And, you know, with hay season quickly upon us, it's fixing to get to be a pretty hectic, busy time of year. But the thing that we're going to talk about today is body condition scoring your cattle. And this is actually something that you can utilize at any time throughout the year, because it's probably visually the easiest way to kind of understand where your cattle are at from a health standpoint. One of the real big reasons that we utilize body condition score is making cull cow decisions. Right now, with the prices the way they are, cull cow prices have been as high as almost $1 in places. So right now you can kind of think, maybe I want to cull these cows, because as we all know, we've just come out of winter and we're starting spring. Green grass is growing, and we're probably, if you're like us, you're definitely out of hay. Or if you're pretty lucky, maybe you've got just a little bit more to manage your cattle right now, because maybe you're uncertain of these cow prices with the current situation of the market right now. So utilizing this body condition scoring can really help ease that decision for you, whether you want to go ahead and cull that cow or maybe keep her along, because perhaps she's one of your better producing cows and you may want to retain her for a little bit longer and potentially keep some more of her progeny or offspring that she's produced the entire time that you've kept her. When we think about it, the scale is actually from a 1 to a 9. 1 being emaciated and extremely thin with very minimal muscling and fat cover, and a 9 being on the opposite end, mudball fat and just a little ground pounder roly-poly. So that's really the scale that we utilize. When we think about a management standpoint, we really want these cattle to be somewhere between a 5 and a 7 ideally. And when we think about it, starting at breeding season, we really want those cattle to be a minimum of a 5. If we get much less than a 5, we start to run into some reproductive problems. Cattle aren't as quick to rebreed back because they're trying to put more of their energy into maintaining themselves rather than reproducing. So at least a 5 when it comes to breeding. Now on the flip side, when it comes time to calving, it's extremely important that these cattle register in somewhere around a 6 or even north of a 6. What they're going to be doing at the time of calving is spitting that calf out, and they're going to start into producing more milk. And the older that calf gets, that calf is going to be taking more of those reserves from that cow. So the more that you can have on those cows, this is Sally, by the way, she wants in the shot. The more reserves that you can have on that cow at the breeding, at the start of the calving season, the better off she's going to be able not only to maintain herself, but convert those reserves into producing milk and then rebreeding back again, hopefully within a 60 to 90 day period. So those are some of the reasons why that we body condition score cattle. And other than just doing it visually, there's actually a certain app that you can use on your phone that makes it super duper easy. So what you do is download the app. It is called Beef Cow BCS. Crystal Licks is the one that created this app, and we're not endorsing Crystal Licks by any means, but it's just another tool that you can utilize when you're out in your pasture checking your cows and making sure they're where they're supposed to be. So how this works is when you pull the app up, it'll already pull up what records that you've had. But what you can do, up in the top right hand corner of this app, there's an add button. You can take a picture of a cow, take that picture, and you can compare her to what's ever on the bottom, and that's a 5, that body condition score of a 5. You can insert a tag number, what pasture that cow is in or what group she's in. and then take notes at the bottom. Maybe you want to see her increase her body condition score. Maybe she's good, things like that. Now, we're going to cancel out of there. This record sheet that shows up first does an excellent job of seeing what entries you've made into this app. So earlier today, we did 1221, and you can see in this picture here, she's not in a body condition score of 5. She is definitely north of a 6.5. Excuse me. And so what we can do is go back, and let's say that this cow, 1221, was in a body condition score of 4. We needed her body condition score to go up because she's fixing to breed. And so we can go back and keep those records, and those should be on there for as long as you have the app up. So you can go back months previously to see what cow scored at what body condition score, and then go back and reevaluate that. So maybe she's increased her body condition, maybe she's decreased, or she stayed about the same. So this app really helps you make some of those management decisions and record keeping skills. Really does a really good job of helping you make those kinds of decisions. So that's one tool that you can utilize as well. Another one is just simply printing off a body condition score sheet, and you can pick those up on the internet or even at your local extension offices as well. Have that sheet with you, and while you're traveling the pasture or you're throwing a little bit of feed out to the cows, and you can obviously see they found our feed in the back of a truck, but you can use that sheet and just check off, see what cow is in what body condition score, and just roll right on. And hopefully you won't have too many cows that are too far above or below where you want them to be. But those are just some really quick tips about scoring body condition in cattle. If you ever have any questions, feel free to contact myself in Unicoi County or Jacob Boone in Hancock County if you have questions with management tips on your beef cattle. Thanks for joining in today, guys, and we'll see you around.